Salute. Welcome back to Key to the City. Hey, y'all, I'm trying to wrap it up on this. Uh, just trying to, they said on the titles, that's how you get your people to come in. But on my dating stories, not too many people come in. Uh, so we're gonna try to switch it up, go to something else. But we don't stick at one thing, ain't gonna hurt y'all. But here's a dating story, another one. Let's get with it, y'all. Like, subscribe, comment. Let's run it up.
Hey, good afternoon. Yeah, that's me. Yeah, dating at 60. When I tell you this is the most difficult time in my life is trying to date at 60. And let me tell you why. You would think a man in his late 50s, early 60s, y'all would try to be like settling down, like, you in your final days. So you definitely want to make sure you link up with somebody that wants the same things as you. But I find that what is happening is I meet a lot of men that say they want something, but in all actuality, they're literally like conquer and divide. They're trying to conquer as many women as possible. But I mean, we are in a time in life right now where this world is a scary place to live in. So why wouldn't you want your ace boon coon, your ride or die, your wife, you're somebody that you can rely on, somebody that's going to be with you in these times, in your 60s and 70s. But no, we out here trying to hustle. And and the sad thing about it is, for me, I've maintained my health, my whole life. So, I was minimal drinking, never smoked, and I just really, really found it to be very important to take care of myself because I never wanted to be a burden to somebody. Like as I get older, I didn't want to be sick. That's not the type of delivery that I wanted to give in a relationship. But I find that what I'm meeting is a lot of people that have a lot of medical issues, and the medical issues have gotten to has gone to an extent where I met someone that told me that he had like his leg amputated because he was diabetic. I'm not putting anybody down, but how you live life when you're younger does affect you when you get older. And I mean, diabetes, high blood pressure, ED. I mean, just there's so many like gout. I mean, a lot of congestive issues, congestive heart failure, swollen ankles, this, that, and the other. And it's just unfortunate because, my whole life I made it a point of just staying well. Okay, staying well. So let me tell you. So I'm just gonna be real brief about a couple dates that I've gone on. I went out on a date with a man. This was a couple years back. I don't date anymore because it's just too much nonsense. It's a wrap for me. But anyway, I went out on this date with this guy. I didn't kiss him on the first date when I saw him. No, I wasn't interested. And his breath smelled really bad. I'm a dental assistant, so I know this. Unfortunately, it's crazy, but I know this the smell of gum disease, periodontal disease, gingivitis, whatever. I know it. But anyway, we link up. He takes me out to dinner. We meet at the restaurant outside, and he goes in to give me a kiss. And I told him, I told you I don't kiss on the first date. Went to the dinner. At this time, I was like 57, 58. I think he was like 62. Do you know, we went through the whole entire dinner, and he never spoke to me. He didn't say anything. So I said, okay, you want to act like a bitch? I'm going to treat you like a bitch. So I ate my food, and then I ordered my dessert, and I made sure that I had enough to take out, and then I ate the dessert, and I owned the house. Let me just go ahead and just order an appetizer. You want to act like this. So anyway, after the dinner, he walked me to my car and told me that he was really upset. He didn't like the fact that I didn't kiss him. Okay, so we're 2 years old and we're throwing temper tantrums. So anyway, he, like I said, he walks me to my car, and then I'm right there at the door. He told me, he said, I said, well, aren't you going to open the door for me? He said, no. He said, your guns are bigger than mine. Okay, that's some girl stuff. But anyway, moving forward, then I meet another guy a few years back. The guy, he catfishes me and tells me that he works out 5 days a week. He's just a, overall good person that, that works out with his son at the YMCA. So I'm thinking, okay, this is a benefit. And then, he's a cook, this, that, and the other. So we have things in common. I'm like, okay. So I meet him at a restaurant. I walk in the door and I see this humongous man. He told me, by the way, he told me he was 6'4", like 200 pounds. So anyway, I see this humongous man at the door, and I'm like, Lord, please don't let that be him. Please don't let that be him. Well, it was him. So he had to been about 6'4". I mean, literally, probably about 400 and 450, literally 450 pounds. I mean, a big boy. So anyway, I'm like, okay, this is not cool. I lost my light. But anyway, I said, this ain't cool. So he said, well, you look just like your photos, but you look actually better in person. He said, so what do you think about me? And I said, well, I wasn't anticipating, you to have, you know, be a little heavier than what you mentioned. He goes, oh, I thought I talked to you about that I had gained some weight through the years. Again, I worked through my meal, but I was traumatized because I'm sitting there looking at him, and his boobs were bigger than mine. They were resting on the table. He had a white polo shirt on, and he had these big black nipples sitting up on the table. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, another one bites the dust. So anyway, moving forward, then I met this other guy, and this was 4 years ago. And he was actually my last relationship that I had. 6 months we dated. We finally took the plunge into, intimacy. Why did this fool go and tell all of his son, his brother, and people about our intimacy? Like, was bragging about me to his friends and his family and his grown-ass son. So after I found out about that, I mean, literally we were intimate maybe twice. And after I found out about that, it was a wrap. Like, no, like, I feel like now everybody knows my business. Like, it was disgusting. I was mortified. And he couldn't understand because he told me, all men do this. All men talk about their sex life with other men. I don't give a fuck what y'all do, but I don't need to know about it. And I definitely don't need to know that you shared that with your son. Anyway, with that being said, dating in your 60s is very rough. And it's rough because I feel like men don't take accountability for just wanting to treat people the way that they want to be treated. They have no clue on what that means. And what it means is, as we get older, we are held accountable. We are more closer to the promised land than these young folks. As we get closer to the promised land, we are held accountable for how we treat people. So how we treat people determines if we go into heaven or hell and burn. Okay, so the reality to it is, if you can't respect a woman for what it is she's telling you she wants, then like, kick rocks. Like, if a woman tells you she wants a relationship, she don't want to just lay down and do soul ties with you and then become a victim of your nonsense. But anyway, we as women, we are not banks. We are not here for you to deposit and withdraw, okay? We're just not. So this is what I need from these older men. I mean, I'm at a point to where, like, I'm open to dating younger. But this is the fact that remains for me, is that regardless of who I date, I mean, hey, we all have preferences. And I've had men tell me, oh, you look good, you're my type. But they come at me weighing 400 pounds. Boo! You ain't my type. So, and then they get all in their feelings because, you're telling them that, you're not attracted to them. And I'm like, wait, hold up. Like, you obviously were attracted to me based on what I look like. And then when they get in their feelings, when they're not taking care of themselves, and I'm supposed to feel sorry or bad about that? No, I mean, we all have a preference. My preference is, I just prefer to date men. I'm a dental assistant, been doing this for 27 years. I prefer to date men that take care of their teeth. Okay, and got teeth, and the teeth ain't laying on the counter in the evening. We handling the business. They got to take out their teeth. No, like, that's unacceptable. That just tells me that you had poor oral hygiene, which, if your mouth ain't right, then I'm concerned about your testicles. Okay, they may not be right. But anyway, can we just, like, be responsible and treat people the way we want to be treated? Because
Stop it right there. Think I'm gonna make this my last one. Uh, yeah, she's telling the truth. Uh, telling the truth. People have their preferences and all that, but what else? Yeah, I had got a call, y'all, but to pick up back we left off. She right. Um, hey, when you get older, y'all, I'm in my 40s, so when you get the 30, 40, hey, yo, prefaces, sometimes you got the, I ain't saying lower 'em, but, hey, it's a reason why you single. Just like back in the days, like the guys, the girls, like the doughboys, the guys like the ladies was like always out there, going out and stuff, and you figured out, hey, I don't like them doughboys. Let me give me a such and such, or I don't want them fast girls. You get you something else, and sometime it work, sometime it don't. But man, when you get to your 60s, man, hey, that stuff start to slow down, drying up, and hey, I know you got a preference, but hey, it ain't working, baby. It ain't working. Need the preference on something else. But hygiene, take care of that. Take care of everything. Uh, hey, and I don't like when they say the guys. Hey, it's everybody out there, y'all. It's everybody. So y'all stay up, prayed up, and subscribe. Like I said, we're gonna go to something else, y'all, cause uh, we're trying to dip and dive everywhere. So salute, peace.